lot of people stop when they see me on the road. Why are you walking? And they offer me a ride, and I have to turn them down. One guy says, you mean you're doing this on purpose? It's not a race, it's not a program, it's more like a lifestyle. This is just what I want to be doing.
Dave Roberts is out for a walk. He has been for months.
So I'm a little more than 3 months since I left New Orleans.
Dave is walking to New Mexico, taking in miles of Texas along the way.
That looks like a watermelon from here. Palmetto is my 26th state park. I've gone about 2,200 miles since New Orleans. So I'm more than halfway through the state of Texas. One guy says, well, you know, there's a bus. You can just take a bus to El Paso. So he didn't get it. I think I'd rather walk. I don't want to just sit home and play card games on the computer and raid the refrigerator every 10 minutes and get fat and lazy. I want to be outdoors. I want to breathe unfiltered air. I want the weather to affect me. I want to meet people I've never met. I want to go places I've never been. And that's the lifestyle that I've chosen for myself. Since I left New Orleans, I've used up 5 pairs of shoes, and I'm ready for my 6th. So I'll get a pair in one of these towns. Okay, this is the kind I normally get right here, but they don't have my size. They look like they'll work. $10. I'm buying $10 shoes. Okay, now I need to get a new pair of insoles. They last about 400 miles for a pair. They were getting a little thin on the bottom. I just didn't want to feel the road under my feet, and so I bought a new pair of shoes. Thank you. They're comfortable, they work, and I'm happy as a clam.
Using up shoes traversing Texas on foot may sound extreme, but this is just one in a series of outdoor adventures for Dave.
I'm weaving across America, but I didn't start out with that in mind. It just happened one step at a time. And it all started, I hiked the Appalachian Trail. I was just going to hike the trail and go home, but it was such an awesome experience, I didn't want it to stop. And when I got to Maine, I rode my bicycle to Florida, and then I hiked the Florida Trail. And so I find I'm zigzagging across the country. Somewhere in Florida, I got the idea that I think I'll paddle down the Mississippi River. So how do I get to Minnesota? I'll ride my bike. Hiking, biking, and paddling. This summer I paddled down the Mississippi River. So I had to get from New Orleans to New Mexico. So how do you get there? Well, you walk across Texas. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm visiting state parks. And right now I'm in Lockhart, Texas. And this is my 27th one, I think. I told some of my friends, I'm going to walk across Texas. And they said, why Texas? You know, they think Texas is just desert. And I said, well, I looked at the website and it looks to me like there's a lot more than just desert out there.
Past your campsite, there's more trails.
Visiting state parks has made my trip much more interesting.
You're all set.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I've met some of the most warm-hearted people I've ever met in Louisiana and Texas. Okay. I made a spreadsheet at 15 miles a day, how many state parks can I do? And it came out to 23 state parks. When I got to Tyler, I was like a week and a half ahead of schedule. I was doing 23 miles a day, not 15. So far I've done Village Creek, Martin Dies, Mission Tejas, Martin Creek, Tyler, Dangerfield, Bob Sandlin, Cooper, Bonham, Eisenhower, Ray Roberts, Richardson, Possum Kingdom, Mineral Wells, Dinosaur Valley, Cleburne, Whitney, Meridian, Mother Neff, Colorado Bend, Inks Lake, Enchanted Rock, McKinney Falls, Bastrop, Bisher, Palmetto, and Lockhart. And I have 13 to go, something like that. tent. This is my sleeping pad. This is my food. That's the heavy one. This is my sleeping bag. And this is my dry clothing. And that's it. This is the 4th tent I've had in 2 years. One was lost, one was stolen, one was melted in a dryer. And now I have this one. My budget is $20 a day. For a lot of people, getting by isn't really enough. The attitude is more important than the gear. Put all my stuff in it and then I'm ready to have lunch and take a walk. I don't have a knife, so I cut my cheese like this. And I put on my salsa. I was having 3 of these for lunch a day and realized I was still hungry, and so now I have 4. I have a saying, if everything goes according to plan, you're not having an adventure yet. It's really blowing.
2 months and 1 pair of shoes later, Dave is in far west Texas.
This is quite a headwind we got here today.
He's back on the road after a medical timeout.
I had a pain in my chest, went to the doctor, and he suggested I go for further checkups. So I went home to do that.
The diagnosis? Heartburn.
There's nothing wrong with me. Physically, I'm in good shape, but I needed to change my diet, and I'm glad I did that.
Dave picked up where he left off in Del Rio. After days crossing desert, he is outside Fort Davis.
Now I feel assured if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, 1,000 miles from the nearest hospital, that I'm okay. And I feel confident to just go and do it at my age. I'm 72. Well, my biggest concern going from here to El Paso is getting enough water.
After the pecan orchards, there's really not much water
To Van Horn.
to Van Horn.
Where towns are
I
scarce,
soak them in water.
Dave eats dehydrated meals his daughter mails, and what food he can find to fit his budget and backpack.
2 boxes of cereal. That's 3 days. These are going to be my dinners. Sandwich bags. My pack weighs 13 pounds plus food and water. 4 days worth of food. That's 10 pounds right there. This is heavy too, but you gotta eat.
It's gonna be $28.92.
That's not bad.
There you go. Wish you good luck.
Thanks a lot. Here I go. Ooh, this is heavy now.
Not surprisingly, Dave skips convenience for primitive camping.
In a way, I'm out here to escape the hubbub and the busyness of the modern world. I can live in that world, but I prefer this. It's absolutely beautiful. You can just see forever up here. It took me an hour and a half to get up here, but it was worth it. 20 or 25 years ago, I had a dream. In my dream, I died and I went to heaven. St. Peter looks at me and he looks down at his book and he looks at me again and he says, why didn't you take advantage of what they had to offer down there? End of dream. And so I woke up and I said, wow, that's pretty powerful. So not long after that, I quit my job and I decided that I was going to spend the rest of my life volunteering. So I joined the Peace Corps.
A mountaintop seems like the perfect place to contemplate the next adventure.
My next adventure is to hike the Continental Divide Trail, which goes from Mexico to Canada. The Triple Crown is the Appalachian Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, and the Pacific Crest Trail. I've already done the AT, planning to do the CDT this summer. And if I can do the Pacific Crest Trail, then that's the Triple Crown. Nobody that I know has ever done the Triple Crown entirely after the age of 70. So that'll be my claim to fame, for what it's worth. To me, this is just really special, being up here in God's country and being able to see the sunset from a setting like this. That's part of the reward. It's part of it. I'd climb quite a few mountains to see something like that. This is my front yard. When I get up in the morning, I just get up, pack up, and go. My Texas adventure was awesome. You know, I feel like I belong. It's not like you're just out there. I didn't feel alone at all because there's so many people that are interested in what I'm doing.
And travel safe.
Thank you, Texas. Looking to see where I'm going to be going today. There's a lot of nothing out there. If you are looking for something to do during retirement, don't do what I'm doing. Look deep in yourself and find out what is the thing that you can do that nobody else can do, and do it.